Best Pet RX is a veterinary compounding pharmacy that compounds custom medicines for dogs, cats, birds, mammals, reptiles, and all other large and small species. The best thing about Best Pet RX is that they focus big on quality and customer service, with super fast delivery and next day service. Not only that, Best Pet RX services most states. If it walks, crawls, swims, or slithers, Best Pet RX can compound your pet's medication. Have a pet that just won't take their medications? Best Pet RX can formulate their medications to taste better with an endless list of flavors to make your pet's meds taste great. No one wants to watch their pets suffer because of slow delivery times or them not taking their meds due to the way it tastes. Best Pet RX solves those problems. Best Pet RX, increasing compliance, leading to better therapeutic outcomes. Visit them today at www.bestpetrx.com. What's up, guys, and welcome to a special bonus episode of Snakes and the Fat Man. Alright guys, well this is going to be a good one. Well, maybe it's not going to be a good one, but it definitely was a fun one. I got to hang out with two of my best friends, Danny Carrero and Donato Signore, and we literally just recorded it. But I wanted to get some housekeeping out of the way right away. This is a bonus episode and none of my sponsors actually expected it, but I definitely wanted to give them shout outs. We're going to go through this quick. And we're just going to get right to the fun stuff.
Morph Market. Listen, come on. If you didn't already know, Morph Market is the place to buy a reptile. Not only that, but John is constantly improving the platform to include other unique features. Go sign up right now at morphmarket.com. Herbs, exotic reptile, and pet shows. They are literally the best show circuit in the entire country. Do they pay me to say that? Absolutely. But after going to a herb show, I've never felt such a family atmosphere with the fucking vendors. They have 2 shows left before the end of the year. They're going to be in Austin on, December 3rd and 4th. And then the last show of the year is happening in Slidell, Louisiana on December 10th and 11th. And boom, that's it. Nothing else till the new year. Go check them out at herbshow.net. Reptachip. Listen, don't be a Repta bitch. This is the best coconut substrate on the fucking planet. Get on board the Repta train at reptachip.com. Clutch and Canova. Ball python management software at its finest. And sponsor of the 15 Minutes of Rain contest that's going on right now. If you want an investment quality ball python, then Justin is the guy to go to. Visit them at canovareptiles.com and clutch, CLTCH.io. Stewart Design, my boy Blake Stewart. If you want to elevate your fucking game, there is no better person to help with it than Blake fucking Stewart and Stewart Design. Don't fall for some fucking idiot just offering to do you a shitty logo. Save up your money, invest it in your brand, and contact Stewart Design. We're excited to announce our new sponsor, Redline Shipping. Redline is the new kid on the shipping block, but yet they're the old kid on the shipping block. Seeing as Redline founder Robin Markland co-founded Ship Your Reptiles in 2009 as well. Robin is back with a powerhouse team, a modern website that is smooth, fast, and easy to use, and fantastic shipping discounts for all your live, reptile, aquatic, and invert shipping needs. You can ship your merchandise and dry goods with Redline Shipping as well. Discounts are for all services. Overnight, second day, 3-day, and ground. Redline Shipping offers on-time and live arrival insurance and world-class customer service. Partnered with Morph Market and NARBC, Redline Shipping is quickly becoming the industry standard for shipping services. Yeah, look at that. And now we actually got a little tip from Robin Markland.
Hey, Chris and Fat Man Nation. This is Robin at Redline Shipping. Just chiming in here real quick with a Redline shipping tip. This is the holiday period here in 2022, and we actually go into a holiday no ship period for live animals. And I wanted to touch briefly on that. We just now are finishing our Thanksgiving holiday no ship period, which went from 11/22 and it ends on 12/2, so December 2nd. That's our first holiday no ship. The no ship period is when we don't ship live animals in the system, and that's because of the volume of packages in the system, not just live animals, but packages overall. When the holidays come, the FedEx and the UPS systems get completely overwhelmed with packages. And so your exception rate, which is any issue where the package is delayed, misrouted, plain mechanical issue, drivers just simply overwhelmed, the exception rate gets much higher. And it becomes problematic to put live animals in the system because at that point you're expecting that the animals are going to be delayed and be late. And that's not the result that we want to see, not for your animals, not for your recipients, and not in the system overall. So there is a Thanksgiving no ship period, covers Cyber Week and the Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully, if things go well and smoothly this year, we'll be back up and shipping from December 5th through December 10th for that week. But we are going to play it by ear. If the delays are running too high, we'll also no ship that week. But we'll definitely enter no ship again December 12th, running all the way through January 10th. That's going to cover that Christmas holiday period as well as the New Year period. So, of course, Christmas time, lots of packages in the system. Again, system gets overwhelmed, delays. They don't just double, they don't just triple, they can quadruple and more. So we don't want to have live animal packages getting delayed, stuck in the system for 2 days, 3 days, or more. Not healthy for the animals, not a good result for anybody. And even once January 1st comes, a lot of folks are still putting a ton of packages in the system for holiday gift returns. And we like to give an extra week to let that post-New Year rush get through the system. So we'll look to relieve the no ship period January 10th and get back hopefully into regular rhythm. We'll still be winter shipping, so you have to definitely watch for heat pack use and proper temperature monitoring. But once January 10th passes, the system should be returning to fairly normal when it comes to delays. So just want to give everybody the tip and watch out for those delays. Check the site, redlineshipping.com. We always have a banner up talking about the no ship periods, giving you the best advice and insight into the way the system's moving. And you're always welcome to reach out and contact us by email at support@redlineshipping.com. Our staff is always happy to answer questions and walk you through concerns and fill you in on the no ship periods in general. So thanks a lot. Shout out to Chris Eaton and Fat Man Nation. Want to wish everybody out there a very happy holiday and a very fulfilling and successful 2023. Happy New Year, all.
Go visit them today at redlineshipping.com. Back to the ads.
Focus Cube Habitats. There is literally not another display cage company out there doing innovative shit like Stephen and Ashley over at Focus Cube. They're literally the only display cages I have in my house. Go visit them today and get your next display cage at focuscubehabitats.com. Geeky Gecko Creations is a new sponsor and getting Snakes and the Fat Man into the leopard gecko space. Frank is an incredible guy that produces incredible animals. Go check him out at geekygeckocreations.com. Sea serpents, literally the best PVC racks in the business. Chris Nettles is one of the hardest working guys that I've ever met, and he built his empire over years of hard work. Get your next rack over at seaserpents.com. Best Pet RX, a new sponsor, is the industry standard in compounding medications for your pets. Listen, don't make your pets suffer because of long delivery wait times and then not liking the medicine due to taste. Best Pet RX offers free next day delivery on most compounds and can make your pet's medication taste great, so it's easier to make them take it. Go check them out at bestpetrx.com.
All right, this was actually a great experience for me, where myself and my two former iBalls partners, Danny Carrero and Donato Senor, got together and we just discussed iBalls failures, iBalls successes, and what we all have going on right now, 5 years after iBall shut its doors. I hope you guys like this one, and maybe it might help out new breeders learn what to expect when starting a new ball python business. Here's my three-way with the iBall guys. What's up, everybody? We're coming back again after we fucked up the last one. So we decided let's just get back together and dick around and give you guys a little bit of a history of what happened to iBalls and the mistakes that we made and things that you could do different so that you don't make those same mistakes that we made. So I have Danny Carrero here. I have Donato Signore here. What's up, gentlemen?
What's up, Chris?
What's up, Christopher?
Here we go.
Can I talk in Afro-American
here we
voice
go.
the whole way?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Cool. Okay.
Speak jive.
All right.
Yeah.
I speak jazz.
All right.
I speak jive.
It's been 5 years since we closed.
Almost 6.
Almost 6,
Almost
right?
6.
Okay. All right. And are you guys currently happier or sadder now that iBalls has closed its doors?
We're smiling and laughing over here. Donato goes first.
Somebody going to answer it? Or
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, happier in the sense of it was stressful. The amount of stuff we had, disagreeing on certain things and just, working all day and then having to do the snakes and just the size of the collection was tough. So that was tough. So happier in that sense, but I miss this. I miss the hanging out, the ball breaking, the laughing. So,
Well, you fucking left right away. I mean, technically, you really weren't even a part of
like-
iBalls.
I saw the airplane, I pulled the first parachute and jumped. Fuck this, I'm out of here.
What about you, Danny?
Me? It's been bittersweet. I mean, I miss the place we built. I miss the animals we had. I miss the fun we had. So bittersweet. And then, like Donato says, it's just too many. It was pretty much a situation where there were too many chefs in the kitchen, and everyone wanted to do something different. So that's probably the biggest lesson you can take from this is to just decide what you want to do and take it down that path. When you have 3 different people trying to work on 3 different ideas all the time, and you're trying to maintain 600 plus animals, that's the part that gets crazy.
Yeah.
So that I don't miss.
Yeah. And all strong personalities. It's not like one guy takes the lead and everyone, okay, whatever. Everyone is like sort of a leader. And so,
Right. Yeah. Well, both of you guys, why don't you lead your asses closer to the microphone when you guys talk? There you go. All right.
Why? How do you know it's not going high up there on the screen?
Yeah, I can see it on the screen. There you go. Knock the table down. You
So do we have to
fucking
do that all over again?
Right? No, not at all. All right. No, I'll fix it in post, man. All right. Now, basically, Donato left 2 years in, maybe?
No. I left in 2015.
Okay.
And big part of it was just I wasn't super happy with the way things were going. But also I had to have a major surgery on my ankle. And that was a big thing. I was going to be basically not bedridden, but off my feet for 4 months and just I couldn't do it anymore.
That was when you had the scooter, right?
Yes, I had the little knee scooter and I was popping wheelies and making my wife have a heart attack constantly. So, yeah.
All right. Then we closed in 2017, right?
Correct.
We started in 2009, I believe, right? Because
I was like 5-6 years. I was
yeah. Right. I mean, we started right. I think the year I came back from LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's when you introduced me to Dan.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And both of you obviously didn't learn your lesson because you have new ball python companies now. So, Danny, what's your name for your new reptile?
K2 Reptiles.
Okay.
The letter K, the number 2, Reptiles.
And what are you doing with that? I don't even know your projects or anything that you're into, just because I don't care. All right. So what are you going after in this new? What are you doing that you didn't do with iBalls with your new company?
Mostly keeping it streamlined and working really focused on the projects that I want to work on. I have about 60 animals now, which is a lot for one person in a small thing. We have multiple day jobs and we just do this on the side. But I've taken it down the clown route and the multiple gene route, and I took 2 years off and just mapped out where I wanted to go and watch the market. It's very different today than when it was when we were doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can spend a few $1,000s today and get a couple of multi-gene recessive animals and put 1 male to 5 females and have a good thing.
Well, yeah, and you're not spending $1,200 on a normal
Correct.
female,
Right.
You know, these days. I don't be surprised if there's any normal females even out there right now, you know. And what genes are you working with?
Still working with the rain gene. I kept that whole collection, as you know. That was like what I wanted to take down the round. And I have other stuff also. I have a lot of clowns, a lot of like red stripe combo clowns with cypress and spot nose, and all together in one animal.
Right.
So I have some really nice.
So you have
females.
heat, and you continue to buy animals from Justin, right?
All over.
Yeah.
All over. Some from Justin. It's all over.
Right. Okay.
As long as I know who they are, pretty much. They keep good collections. I'll buy.
Right. Do you quarantine your new animals?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially now.
Yeah. Do you nido test?
We nido test.
Okay.
Test, yep.
All right. And Donato, what's your new company name?
So
Can
I
I
haven't
answer?
like officially launched.
I answer for him?
Let him answer first. Yeah.
Can I answer for him?
Sure, you can answer for him. Yeah.
It's mozzarella balls.
Bocconcini.
He's Italian. If you don't know, he's Italian. So
Eggplant,
it's either
Parmesan,
ball spaghetti ball
pythons.
pythons or mozzarella balls.
That's it. Chicken scarp ball
right.
pythons.
Gabagool. Ball pythons.
No, he doesn't know yet, I think, right?
I don't know. I'm probably. I like the name Blind Mice Reptiles because I thought it was kind of a funny joke that I used to tell you when we started iBalls. I felt like we were the 3 blind mice running around like not knowing what the fuck we were doing. So
That was actually
It's
never
kinda catchy.
funny, but okay.
okay,
Yeah,
but
it might be catchy, but yeah, that wasn't funny.
okay. I thought it was fun.
All right, so you might be
I might be.
blind mice,
I might be.
but
Probably
not
will be. I
mozzarella
haven't
balls.
Yeah, it's between that and prosciutto. I'm
Prosciutto,
not sure.
yeah, that's what you should-
Pane
yeah.
chocolate. I don't know what. We'll
Pane
figure it out.
chocolate. That's a fucking wedding band.
Ravioli ball pythons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ravioli balls.
Yeah, name it Ravioli Avenue.
Yeah.
I bet you that
Well,
people don't really care. If you have good stuff, you can name it anything. As long as
It's pretty much. I mean, but there's so many stupid fucking names.
you see this other guy out there now, iBall pythons, EYE.
No, it's a
I started
chick.
laughing.
It's a chick. What, yeah.
even worse now.
Yeah, she obviously doesn't know the history that she's stepping on. Okay.
Yes.
And then there's a bunch of fucking douches like grab your ball pythons and fucking just suck my ball pythons. They're really fucking.
I could be coglioni pythons, which is balls in Italian.
Coglioni.
But nobody will be able to pronounce
Yeah,
it.
nobody will be able.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
make it
forget it.
Nostra Costa ball pythons.
Yeah, again, Cosa Nostra. Yeah.
Costa Nostra. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would reverse
Well,
it.
and you got a lot too, right? How many? You got?
Similar to Danny, yeah. It's probably in the 50-ish something, 50-something.
That's all you got? I thought you had more or less.
No, because
Most of it breeders, so that's a
Yeah.
lot of breeders.
Yeah. So
If you got 30, 40 breeders, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
even think you want 30 clutches.
Well, and it's even more going more boutique now, right? Instead of like Justin, like you guys don't have aspirations to be Canova, right? No. So
I don't even know how to wrap my head around that.
yeah. So, but you guys could be more like boutique, like Ozzy, and have under 100 snakes and still make
Sure.
$500,000 a year or whatever.
I always liked when we first started, Tom Baker, who you were friends with, said 10 clutches, 10,000 each clutch is $100,000.
Right.
That's kind of a cool. So if you got 10 breeder females, 10 breeder males, all good stuff. Very realistic goal, I think. To do something like that.
I've told this on the podcast, this story. We excelled if the clutch could be worth 400 or 5,000. We excelled at fucking getting those $400 clutches and fucking just looked at the animals and were just like, fuck this. Okay. But you actually have been making some serious money on it.
I've been
right?
okay.
Not
yeah.
serious, but
Yeah. Very happy of what I've been able to. Again, I didn't have a ton of stuff when I left iBalls, and I just brought it up slow, kept everything good that I really liked. so you get to the point where all you have is really good animals that even the shittiest version of the clutch is still going to be $7,000-$8,000, where you know everything is good enough, especially with the recessives, that you're not going to have a dog of a clutch. You may have one or two.
When was the last normal you hatched? Okay.
I mean, everything is at the very least.
Yeah,
It was at
Everything
iBalls.
is at the very least a double hat something. So,
right.
it's not that I have amazing stuff, but I worked slowly towards being here, slowly adding good genes.
Well, he's always been working with the recessive and the double recessive, so that's a long.
Yeah,
that's
he
a long
actually
road.
did that
right?
before we were doing it at all. Like he fell in love with that desert ghost.
He didn't want to
shit
listen to
and
me.
fucking-
In 2014, I said, "Desert Ghost Clowns."
Yeah.
Look at it
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You're a real visionary.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking, holy
go.
shit. Do you think there was, because I want to get back to the ranging too, do you think there was any successes with iBalls? Because we did get fairly well known fairly quickly.
I think iBalls had a lot of successes. I think we sold quite a lot of animals. The market was very different back then.
Yeah.
I think we had our claim to fame getting a lot of the top genes first in a lot of times.
Right.
I mean, this guy's been harping Desert Ghost Clowns for over 10 years now. And look at what that's become now.
Right.
Like gene-wise, he was very visionary in a lot of this stuff, but they
And
were
his
long
Xanthic-
roads.
and his
Wait,
Xanthics
I'm
too.
sorry.
Yeah,
He was not. He looked at what Justin was doing and he fucking copied
No,
it.
Justin
You know,
wasn't
like
doing
fucking-
that back then. No, I saw a picture and I fell in love with it. And I said, this would be really cool to make. And then once you start stacking genes on that base, I couldn't imagine anything not looking great. So
Yeah, but then you fucked it all up and put a Xanthic in it, right? So.
his Xanthic's a badass.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure. Speaking of badasses,
They paid for Aruba, so,
how's that rain thing going?
What rain thing?
The rain thing.
It's going good. I mean, I've showed you guys a couple of animals here and there, some sneak peeks. I haven't showed what I've made, but I've made, a bunch of maybe 10 different rain clown combos now, and they look superb. So I'm just waiting for the right time to figure out how I'm going to scale it, what I really want to show, and what I want to release.
Are you actually selling rains in 2023?
2020, yeah, I think so. I think they'll go up in 2023.
And like rain is still co-dominant, right? So
It's Kodam.
yeah. So how much are you going to be asking for rains?
I don't know yet, really. I really don't know.
Right.
It's pretty much a new gene because it's not out there. It's
Right,
not, I mean, there's some spots where people say, I think I have it, or it's in this collection,
Right.
or someone got it across the pond. But at the end of the day, I'm still figuring out. I want to see more of what it does, and that'll happen this year. And I don't have a single gene rain to show. I
Right.
know what it looks like. And there's a super form because we acquired a super form
Right.
from Ralph Davis back in the day. So I want to see what a couple other key things look like and what it does in combos, in the popular combos out there today with clown, and then
Well,
and then
like
I'll
rain,
decide.
rain is like porn, right? Like you can't describe it yet you know when it's there. Like fucking.
That's actually the best description so far.
Yeah, because it's.
It does something different with different. It's always doing something different with different genes stacked.
It's almost like a wingman gene, where it just comes in to help the main pattern and everything, and because a plain rain doesn't look a lot different than like a phantom, like
It
seeing
looks
them
like a
now.
phantom yellow belly,
right?
but you could tell
But there's
something
no
else is
yellow
going on.
belly
Right,
in
exactly.
the pair, right? So what's going on because you've hatched out 500 fucking rains, right? So you could tell, but I don't think that a person coming into it would be like telling the difference between yellow belly and gravel or yellow belly and asphalt.
You would have to show it in plain form, show it in another form, and
Right.
show it in a recessive, and then show it in a 4-gene
Yeah.
or 5-gene. But I have 5-gene rain clowns now.
Right.
I have quite a few.
And I saw the rain clowns, and they do look fucking awesome. So you're also working with another fucking secret gene from fucking overseas.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And we have experience with overseas genes because
Because
we
we
were one
brought
of
in
the
everything
first
from
5
overseas.
people to bring in the strangers, right? So, you're not this isn't from Roland, right?
No, it's not.
This is from somebody else. And when are you going to announce that?
Not sure yet. Probably in a future podcast.
Okay, because you spent an ass ton of money.
Yes. It's a recessive gene.
Right.
It's probably going to be, it's looking like it's going to have to be a must-have gene.
Right.
So I'm working it into the top recessives and going for the, the doubles and the trips.
Right.
And
there's only a few people in America with it now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
we may be the only ones, actually. I've seen it gone to 2 other places, but not outside of the United States. So,
Well, I saw one go to Canada.
yep.
Right, yeah, okay, so...
Don't say too much.
Yeah, I know, calm it down, all right?
Canada's a big place.
Canada is
They don't know what they're doing in Canada. Don't worry about it. We got this. iBalls 2.0.
Yeah, will that ever happen, do you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think the part of bittersweet is, the sweet part is everyone has another company. Now, you're kicking ass with the podcast. Donato's doing great with mozzarella ball pythons, and everyone's doing what they want to do and working with the stuff they like. Again, we have full-time jobs, big time full-time jobs. Donato's now working with me at one of the pharmacies. We've opened up another pharmacy. So I'm still doing this for fun.
Right.
Everyone wants to make money, obviously, doing it, but I'm still doing it for fun and doing what I want. Once that fun comes out, that's where it becomes iBalls 1.0.
Right,
That's really kind of, I think, where you're happy with your podcast. He's happy with his, working with the genes he wants. I'm super happy with the stuff I have, and maybe we'll probably collab in the future.
Yeah, well,
on
that's
a couple
like
of
the
projects now.
collaboration. That would be the version of like the 2.0. Like, still do my thing, still do his thing, and do something combined.
And then the collaborate, and then you come on the show and fucking talk about it.
That's it.
Give you the exclusive. Chris has the exclusive. It's only going to be revealed on his podcast. I don't know if any other fucking podcast out there is any good. Fuck all you other podcasts out there. We can't handle it.
Podcast.
So
Well,
let's be real.
In an ironic twist of things, we're literally all working together now.
Yes.
3 years later,
We all work for Danny now.
So we all
say
work
that again?
for Danny. Yeah.
We all work for Danny now. That's it.
That was the master plan all
At least
along.
until my kids are through college.
Yeah, we are just
That's iBalls 2.0.
basically the band got back together, right? And we all work for you.
But look, everybody's happy.
But yeah,
We have a very
because nobody
successful
was happy
podcast.
at iBalls.
He's smiling.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
He was never smiling, especially at
this
shows,
guy's-
right? Like fucking, he was like, we went up to New Hampshire one time, just me and him.
I never smile at a show.
Yeah.
You know that.
It was, I mean, we were going through like Bigfoot country, and then I was like, I don't know if we should have got off at exit 11 because there wasn't really like fucking GPS back then, right?
Yeah.
You had to print out the fucking
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
and
yeah. It was like
and just-
Tintin and then a printout
Right.
of maps. or whatever.
Tintin.
That was like the original GPS.
TomTom.
TomTom.
Right.
Tom.
Who was Tim Tim?
Was
Was that the guy from Scrooge?
Probably some
hey,
guy.
hey, Tim Tim, Merry Christmas.
Probably some guy that you fucking whacked, right? Let's bring it down a little bit and be like, what are some of the mistakes that we made now that we made back then that you still see people making now? So how could you try to get anybody listening to this to not make the same mistakes that we made?
Definitely growing too big too quick. And with us, it was tough because we loved everything and we had the means to get it if we wanted. So it was like, this is great, that's great. Everything was great. Get it. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit. We outgrew.
Yeah.
We started in the
250
closet.
ball pythons
The
in my
closet
apartment.
to the bedroom
Yeah.
to like a facility to a bigger facility. And it was just a lot.
Funny thing is that this used to be my bedroom.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
remember?
Yeah.
Because we took over my bedroom with fucking freedom breeders.
Yep.
That when we're bringing them in here, we got to tell the neighbors down their computer racks and their fucking wine
The
followers.
server racks.
Yeah, and And Danny even told me, he looked at me and he goes, I'm not going to be happy until you're outside sleeping.
Yeah, we wanted
on
you
your deck.
on
Yeah,
that
we just-
balcony.
yeah.
We
on the
just
balcony.
we just wanted you out of your bedroom.
Right. So, so the growing too fast is definitely the thing.
100%.
But the thing is now that new people are coming in spending more money on less animals. Right. So they're coming in and they're like, I got 40 grand that I could dump into this. I'm gonna buy 3 snakes. Whereas when we were doing it, we're like, oh, giant female lesser, $1,500. Let's get it. Gotta get it. Gotta,
On fauna, they got 9 on fauna classifieds. Let's get all.
Let's get all of them.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
And they were famous for fucking buying snakes from fucking Corsi over there at Hilton Head Exotics, and telling me, you got to go pick up this snake. And then I'm driving up to Corsi's and I tell him, I'm 10 minutes away. And he goes, I got your snakes ready.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bitch.
Snakes
I
with a plural? With an
yeah,
S?
I was supposed to pick up
Did you
one.
say
I
snakes?
was just going to pick up rats from
No,
Angelo.
there's 11 snakes here.
Yeah. He goes, yeah, Danny didn't tell you you bought 11. And I'm like, motherfucker, man. So we filled up Freedom Breeders fast, right? Like fucking, and they were fucking.
But it was a different time.
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
then, you can sell the $400, $500, the $800 animal pretty easily, and I don't think we had a problem there. Clowns weren't $5,000.
Well, no. Also,
Female
no. Back
clowns
then,
weren't $4,000.
back then, if you remember those killer clowns we got, they were like 10,000 each. So
Yeah, they were 18,000.
So it's not like you had
Yeah.
10 grand and you got a 5 gene incredible. You got a single gene clown female for that much money.
A
'cause-
pastel clown
pastel,
female
super pastel
for
clown.
$8,000.
Yeah. And it was,
It's just a different market. But now everyone's, a lot of people are coming in and they're going in for the really low end shit. That market's crowded.
Yeah.
If you're going for the low end product, then you better be ready to hustle, because what do you have that everybody else don't have? That's the stuff that pretty much nobody wants. So a lot of people aren't breeding that.
Yeah, the $300 to $1,000 snakes aren't selling.
That's not where the market
and,
is.
and they shouldn't sell because there's 8,000 of them around. But I was talking to Justin, and he's like, the $2,500 snakes are flying off the shelves. Can't keep them in stock. So that's really the way to kind of go, and that's the way I think a lot of people are going because like we never even thought to buy, to take what we would have spent on 10 females and put it into one monster male. But back then, there really wasn't any monster males. Like, certainly not like it today. Like fucking today, it's a little bit different.
We spent a lot of money on animals, but they weren't multi-gene animals. I mean, it wasn't a multi-gene animal recessive game back then. The guys that did that and stuck with that are the guys that are at the top of the game now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. If you actually think about who's up there and who's producing really nice stuff that's like 3, 4, 5 gene, let's say clown or a double recessive project out there. Those are the guys that did that back then while everybody was running after the 500, doing shows and trying to compete at the $500 to $1,000 animal. These guys were working the long road, and here we are, 8-10 years later, and look at what they have.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to a morph market because you could just go on and just go, I want whatever, an Batman, blah, 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 and boom, you find what you want to find.
There's no morph market back then.
You know what I'm saying?
It was king snake, which was ridiculous.
We were selling snakes on Facebook, and you just put it up on
Yeah.
Facebook, and people were PMing,
Yeah.
which still happens today, but it was
king
just
snake
different.
and fauna, right?
Right.
And those were the ones where every 10 minutes when you checked it, your ad would be 20 pages in because fucking so many more people were,
people
putting
would
shit
list
out.
20 things at once and keep reposting it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you guys have no idea. Like I don't even think there was Ship Your Reptiles when we started because we had to go to the airport to,
We went to JFK.
We went to JFK. We went to
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia. We went to, with Delta Dash and
Morph Market came around later.
Later on,
Ship Your Reptiles came around
2017,
later.
right? 2017, when we sold some animals on Morph Market for about a year, but we jumped on Morph Market right away. But I remember when we picked up the killer clowns, we got them from that old dude.
Casey Lasik, 8,000 a piece.
No, not Casey Lasik. It was Doug.
The killer clowns came from Casey Lasik.
No,
Casey was the Enchi clown.
Yeah. It was the guy that lived at home with his mother, even though he was like 70 years old and he was blind. and he was always complaining that he's like, I put the video up on YouTube, but nobody gives a shit. Right?
I don't even remember
Because
this.
my YouTube videos only got 11 likes.
I don't even remember
The guy that used to say bottle.
Bottle, yeah.
I have a bottle of water, Chris. Hey, pass me my bottle.
Yeah, so when he shipped him to us, and I had to pick it up, I think I picked it up at LaGuardia, and remember I was going to drop it off at your drugstore, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was
that
nervous
the
as
usual
fuck
hub.
walking around in the fucking
In the Bronx.
with 18. I'm like, people know there's $18,000 worth of fucking snakes in here. I'm gonna get mugged. And I was like, I gotta park really close to his fucking store. And of course, there's no parking in front of his store. There's a bunch of fucking crack addicts and fucking. I'm like, these crack addicts know that I got $18,000 worth of snakes. And I'm
I
gonna
think
get
if you
killed.
took that snake out, they would scatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like roaches.
Yeah, I absolutely. Yeah. So, really, at the end of the day, some good came out of iBalls, right? Like fucking
Experience.
experience.
That's
That's really the whole
Best
thing.
thing you can pull from just years of, you could read all you want, you could watch all the videos you want, but until you do it, until you
Right.
fuck up, and then fix the fuck up, and then fix that, and keep fine tuning it, that's really the best
Yeah.
thing.
We had Mike Wilbanks said that we had the best logo in the fucking business. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Great name, great
That
logo,
was like
great
that was,
presentation.
a big thing for me. That and when we sold our first snake to Justin, that was like I was like, we don't even have to do this anymore. Mike Wilbanks said that we had the best logo. Justin bought a snake. Fucking, we're good.
We're good.
We could just leave. But do you plan on doing shows with your new companies? No, right?
No.
Like not even.
Honestly, if it wasn't for Morph Market, I probably wouldn't even be doing this because I hate shows. I detest. I love going to shows to walk around, but to stand there, I can't do it. Go 6 a.m. till 6 at night. And
Yeah.
it's,
Well, really, Morph Market, it's not an exaggeration to say that they saved
Yeah.
the reptile business, especially
100%.
during COVID and
100%.
everything else. So,
100%.
so I would, when I went to Arlington, it's so much more fun being at a show to hang out than being at a show to fucking sell
Absolutely.
and have to worry about
Absolutely.
making money.
It was great.
Yeah. I know some people who drove all the way out to Tinley. Fucking, I think it was 17 hours. They brought all their animals with them. They sold $200 worth of animals the whole weekend. And
Well, that was happening to us too.
yeah, well,
We weren't
on
really
the
selling a
local
ton of
shows, right?
animals at the
I would have
shows.
put a dozen goldfish and swallow
we were
and
selling.
hope it killed me.
We were
after
selling
that.
our best stuff online on Facebook, and
well,
like all
that's
that
the
stuff. Is
thing.
really where we were selling our good stuff.
When we did do the Tinleys, though, we did well.
That was
right?
one of our best shows.
But when we started doing the local shows and bringing this better stuff, it wasn't like, and believe me, iBalls wasn't showing up like a Bob Vu or like a fucking, Josh Dackey. We were, semi big, but fucking like everybody knew us.
Mm-hmm.
But we were bringing in, $1,500 to $2,000 animals to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember just going home with those same $1,500 to $2,000 animals, selling them 2 days later on Morph Market.
And
then
saying,
just
why are
saying-
we doing shows? We don't have to
Yeah.
do a show. We could just sell it online, right?
Yeah, but some funny things happened at the show because fucking remember when that fucking kid, we were showing him and we let him hold the snake and it was him and his dad was going to be a breeder, right? So fucking, and his mom was there too. And the snake just strikes out, right? Like for no reason.
I think it bit him in the face, actually.
No, the snake bit Donato in the face, but fucking, but this one just bit, struck out, didn't bite anything, and the kid started crying, and I was just like, man, the mother's gonna fucking start yelling at me now because this snake struck out, and that mother turned to that little kid, and she was like, what are you, a fucking faggot? She's like, what do I have, 2 little girls in my house? You better fucking man up.
Yes, I remember her saying, man up.
Daughters.
Holy shit. So things like that were fun, but fucking, when you get dragged to white trash shows like in Jersey City and fucking Pennsylvania, the show circuit has changed so much since we've been doing it. It's not fucking like Mike Plains here. It's like fucking.
You don't have to do a show anymore. You do a show if you there's
You
other
do a show
reasons
if
to
you
do a
want to
show now.
network,
Right.
though.
If you want to
Yeah, if
network
you're
people,
networking, yeah.
if you want to drop off stuff and you might as well do a show.
Right,
Or,
right.
you know.
Well, and you know, the show's still good because, you know, especially Northeast, you can't really ship anything in the winter. So if you want to get something, you go to a show to do it. But, you know, there's so many good shows now. Like the Herp Show. If you ever went to a Herp Show, you'll see how exactly opposite it is of a White Plains show. You know, same with the Show Me shows. So, there's a Virginia one, a Gettysburg show or a Battlefield Expo. That's fucking so much like, and I'm not saying they're Tinley level, but I am saying they are about 10 levels past what a local show used to do, you know, for us. Because these people realize that, the people running the show realize that if the vendors don't make any money, I don't have a show.
There's not going to be a show for
You
too
know,
much longer.
so it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna matter if I get 7,000 people through the door if they're not buying anything.
Right.
And it's been, you know, there's been a big change in that.
Well, here's the thing too. I think Donato would do a show, and I would do shows if we were doing this full time, and that's all we were doing. Then we would probably do a show.
Yeah.
We would do key shows here and there.
Right.
The fact that we have 40, 50-hour week jobs already,
Right.
and then we do this on the side, we're not going to take a day off to go do a show.
Right.
Unless we really had to. And with the way the market is today, if you're working with the wrestlers, you don't really have to do a show to sell animals.
How pissed off was he when he
he hated it.
his
He
one Sunday off?
Yeah.
He had to do a dumbass fucking Long Island reptile show.
He would go home and start listing everything online to sell it, to not have to do shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
I'll sell the animals.
Below
I
out
listed
sale.
20 animals on Morph Market. We don't have to do a show.
That was the only
See,
time
8
he
animals
worked.
sold.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
He'd
listen,
rather-
I will work my ass off.
He'd
to
rather
not have
stay
to do
home
a
and
show
post
again.
animals all night and break night to not do a show.
Yeah, absolutely. And
But we
you know
didn't.
what?
We stopped doing shows at the end. I think the last 2 or 3 years we weren't doing
We
many
weren't
shows.
doing shows at all. Yeah.
Yeah, the local were just a waste
No,
of
no,
time
because
for
I
us.
remember I did a White Plains show while I was working for
Yeah,
the
we did like,
nonprofit,
but not.
so-
But we were doing very little.
Yeah, it was only like, 24 animals.
we didn't have
or
to do
whatever. Because these people that bring 200 animals to a fucking show now, it's like,
I just don't even see it now. Imagine bringing your animals to a show and having people touch them when they're going around the whole place and
Yeah,
touching stuff, and it's just like
getting Nido and
getting
fucking
night over
mites
here.
and
Who knows what
IBD
else is
and
next?
fucking-
And you come home with mites and
An IBS.
Yeah.
topical Ebola.
Yes.
Who knows what else is next?
Well, the thing is too, like there's other people now, like really pushing the agenda of, biosecurity and disease control and all that, and to a point, I think it's good, but to a much further point down the road, I think that it needs to be perfected a little bit more, because like the Nido thing, for instance, like your snake could test negative for Nido, but then you ship the snake to the person that bought it, and the stress of shipping triggers something in the snake,
And now
and
Nido
it shows
comes out.
up with Nido. Okay, at the so, and positive results don't mean anything. Negative results don't mean anything.
Right.
So really, what's the point? Like that's what Wilbank said.
That's
He's
what
like,
Wilbanks was saying.
what's the
Yeah,
point,
he made
man?
a good point with that. Sure.
But at the end of the day, of course you should test. Of course you should have a clean connection.
Yeah, if you have a doubt or something's going on and you can't quite explain it, then it's totally work to do. But I mean, we have an advantage of our jobs. We're used to working in a sterile environment a lot of the times, cleaning things a certain way. Alcohol, Clorox, all kinds of sterile things that we do in the lab. That it's sort of second nature to just do that all the time anyway. But you hope everybody else does. But
yeah. Well, and everybody's not.
I know, right?
But we don't even clean the way we used to clean anymore. We talk every day.
Yeah.
Now you clean 2 or 3 animals, you wash your hands, and
Right.
when you go from one set of animals to, let's say, another set of animals that are, whatever, quarantine or just came off quarantine, you're still super careful. I find myself, it takes me 2 or 3 times the amount of time to clean animals now.
Yeah.
Because I'm washing hands,
Right.
sanitizing surfaces, sanitizing boxes,
Right.
sanitizing my hands before I go to certain other animals. And
Well,
it's just
Will,
different.
Will Banks brought up something that he does. He's like, we don't change gloves after every tub because that would just be ridiculous. He goes, but we do change gloves after every row. So this way, if something happens,
You've
we know
minimized the
it's probably-
exposure
It's
if there's
minimized
anything there, right?
to this row, right? So,
Yeah, and I even have like different sets of tongs to feed the babies and the holdbacks and the
Right.
breeders, and that I'm not mixing, because even something could come in with your rodents where,
Right.
Who knows? And then even in between each set of animals, Clorox wiping down
Right.
the tongs, just to be extra careful.
yeah, I know a guy in Florida, Socrates, who does green tree pythons, and he I don't know, he has a room with maybe 300 green tree pythons in it. Every snake has its own tongues.
Yeah.
But like literally,
Makes
he's
sense.
just like it just makes sense to spend the money on something that
Sure.
but like if it's $15 for a set of tongs to save a fucking $22,000 animal, it's like why wouldn't you? Spend
Well, here's
that?
the thing: it's not just nido. You can give bacterial infections
Yeah.
even easier to pass around. So if you have like today, there's resistant bacteria
Right.
that you have a snake with, and you put a rat in there. People are not thinking. They don't.
Yeah.
The animal's sick. You know it's sick. You're still trying to feed it. You have it on medicine, but you take that rat in here. You put it into another animal.
Right.
You just
That's a
increase your
guaranteed
chances
way.
Yeah.
exponentially to pass
Yeah.
that bacteria to the next animal and to the
Right.
next animal. So
Yeah.
and then you're breeding them. You don't even know one has it, and your male is now passing it to 3 females.
right.
And now you don't know what it is,
Right.
or where it came from, or how many animals.
And you
are
can't even
exposed. It's
trace
just
it back
different.
to whatever, So it's a complicated thing, I think. But at the same time, some of the people pushing it are a little Nazi-like, where
Well, there's people also working with Nido. There's people that have Nido in the collections. They just put them in another room and they work with those.
yeah.
Carefully take out the eggs, take out the
Right.
babies, separate it right away. Super careful, and they breed
right,
Nido animals. Not you were talking to that vet that said you can
to Brittany's
that's
husband.
perfectly
Yeah, Johnny Gold.
perfectly
Yeah, to
healthy
Johnny,
to have
yeah.
it and breed it, and it's not going to pass
well,
to the
right
babies.
now they don't think there's vertical transmission, right? So,
Right.
but they're not positive. But they pulled that fucking clinical doctor shit like nothing is ever.
And there's other ways to pass it. I don't know. Who knows for sure?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you guys actually did test everything, right? Because I remember I'm looking at you guys going, "Fuck, man, you just ordered 80 tests." I'm like,
I don't know how many animals I tested, and nothing ever came out
Yes,
positive.
yes,
I've
so much
actually
money
tested
on it.
animals 2 and 3 times
multiple
to
times.
make sure. And
Well, I
pops up, so-
remember the first set that Donato did, and Donato did like 22, and I was like, "Wow, like $1,200, man!" Like fucking, and he's like, "Hey, the animals are worth you know."
If you got a $5,000 Axanthic clown or a $10,000 desert ghost clown,
Right.
You have to. It's crazy not to.
it's
do it.
competitive advantage anyway.
that.
You use
Right,
it. It's competitive
exactly,
advantage. My
yeah.
entire collection is Nido tested, and I don't have it, and it's a closed collection.
Right.
So everything's coming from what we're breeding. We're not really bringing in that many animals, and there's no Nido, and people feel comfortable buying.
Buy
from a
it from
place
you,
like that.
right? Exactly.
So, and I
if
would
you,
too.
When you offer to pay for the Nido test or split the thing, that will get you,
This animal's
somewhere
Nido
with-
tested, so here you are.
That'll
It's,
be your
It's
client for life.
2,500 firm
Yeah.
because whatever.
Right.
Yeah, or if someone even like with the genetic testing would say, "Oh, can you get a genetic tested for me?" All right, $65. I'll do it. Here's the results. Here's
Right.
the animal. Guarantee that. If the client
It's
wants it,
just
for sure,
one
it's-
less thing that you have to worry
Sure.
about.
Correct.
And $65. I mean, listen, if you're over 25 and you don't have $65 to test something, you have made some wrong choices in life.
Well, you're buying a 20 average recessive female
Right.
now. It's $3,000, $2,500.
Right. Why would you not?
Why would
spend
you not
$60?
test
Yeah.
$65 more?
Patrick and Ben told me that when they were at Justin's and they were trying to figure out what they wanted to price everything at for the genetic testing, they asked Justin, they're like, "How much would you charge for genetic testing?"
Or how much would you pay?
Or how much would you pay for genetic testing? And Justin looked at a top row of a feeder
of
breeder,
course.
and he's like, for that top row, $1,000 a test.
Yeah.
So that's what it could be at. Everybody should be shutting the fuck up that it's just fucking $60.
Right.
I think it's $150 or $140 for a full panel.
If I remember right, it's $125 for the full panel and $65 for a single.
Right, but here's the question though: the full panel really isn't available yet.
Right.
Right.
It's whatever they have. I think now they have 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Oh, okay. So it's the panel of whatever they have.
Of whatever they have.
But it's probably going to go up when they have 20.
Probably.
Right. So, but even that's worth it.
Yeah, sure.
Like I mean, a full panel will give you sex. Will give you,
And I think it's only an extra 25 for a second gene. So if you don't need 15 genes tested, you only want 2. Say like Xanthic and Clown. It's $100.
Right.
Just for those 2 genes. So
it's worth it.
And just think about the time it's going to save you.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a possible this. And if it doesn't prove out, how much time did you waste?
Well, that's the one
not
thing
worth
that
$100.
Some of the people that are complaining about it, they're like, it takes the fun out of ball python breeding. And it probably does, but who the fuck cares? Like, wouldn't you rather reach
Well, there'll be
your
guys
goal?
that'll still be selling it without the testing, so you can have all the fun you want.
Yeah.
I want to save some time and money
and
here.
money. Yep.
And when you're talking about double recessive stuff, you can probably save 3 to 5 years by having the right animal tested coming out positive up front.
Sure. Yeah. So if you wait 3 years for a female that's 50% or 66% het, and then you breed it and it's not.
Yeah. And you still don't know because you may miss on the first breeding, so it doesn't make sense to me.
It actually, and basically they've been doing this with the cat and dog people
forever,
all this time, right? Yeah. So fucking, at the end of the day, really we're just falling in with, with all the other people that breed, some kind of animal. So, all right, well. Do you guys have possible hats right now? I don't even know what you guys have. Number one, you keep me out of the loop. And number two, you think it's some kind of big secret. You're like, oh, don't tell Chris. We got a fucking, clown puzzle G-stripe, the first one in the world.
We know they just got to give you schnapps like you're laying on side.
And
schnapps, Chris, and you get the info.
You know what's fucked up is I literally don't give a fuck. But like you could put out a fucking blue ball python, and I'd be like, cool.
You say that now, but you're a snakes in the fat man, and you don't have a snake. So if this project pans out, right, you may get your first snake.
I may get.
You may get a snake
my
again.
first snake. Yeah.
You may get a snake again.
Your first.
Your first post iBalls snake.
Nah, probably not. I don't think so. No.
Never say never.
No, fucking. I'll take the money.
I'll pay you off.
Well,
there you go. I'll take the money.
I just sent in like 10 tests on like holdbacks and a couple of sale animals that.
Well, he's the one working with a lot of the double recessive stuff.
Right.
To me, I have a handful of holdbacks that are possibly fully double het, possibly a triple het, something like that. Again, it's worth for me to spend $65 to find out if I'm going down that path, or if not, I put it in another direction.
Get rid of
or if not, get rid of it. Let's say
get the fuck rid of it.
And same with the babies. I mean, you could if something is for sure have for something, it could be worth double the price or not. So it makes sense.
All right. Well. This went on for way too long. Right? But if people want to get in touch with, Danny first, because he is the boss. So, how do they get in touch with you?
It's K2 Reptiles at Facebook, and it's K2_reptiles at Instagram.
Right.
And if you finish my website, that'll be K2reptiles.com.
All right. Just relax a little bit. I've been busy doing all the other shit.
Doing 400 podcasts.
No, and working. Right? And working, man. All right? That's all I'm saying. You don't know what goes on here.
Bringing home the bacon.
You don't know me like
We're
that.
We're going to change this background. This whole background is going to have a tank with a snake.
Yeah.
Watch.
What about you? I mean, you're
mozzarella balls.
It's just my name on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, which I never use Twitter, so don't even waste your time going there.
Are you a Twitter guy, Danny?
No. And
maybe now that Elon Musk took it over, I might tweet.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Might
do
it.
I think I was one of the first people to sign up on Twitter with one of the girls from work. We literally sent each other a tweet, And then I think I never used it since then. Like,
Yeah.
like the first week it was out, I used it, and then that was it.
Yep.
For now, it's just my name, Donato Signori.
So what name are you leaning to? Come on.
I think I like Blind Mice Reptiles.
All right. Well, we're gonna.
We will get on that.
There you go.
We'll get on that.
We'll get
Okay.
on that, yes.
All right.
We'll get on that means please make me a logo
Then
and design my
then
website
possibly-
in your spare time. In between podcast recordings, can you please
Right.
design me a
Right.
logo?
Right, and all the.
Or we
yeah.
may be forming together like Voltron, me and Dan. So we'll see.
Jesus Christ.
We can work something out.
All right, so that all right announcement on this show, fucking Blind Mice Reptiles. Do you think that'll be confusing?
I don't know.
K2 Reptiles was just announced here too.
Well,
fuck,
shit.
what am I?
I forgot. I thought that we announced it last podcast that
Yeah.
we didn't put out.
Chopping
Yeah.
down reptiles.
With the stupid Mexican
Yeah.
hats. You should actually put a couple of that shots at the beginning so people could see
How
what was
stupid
fucked up
it was, yeah.
and realize what the reference was to
Yeah.
the Mexican hats.
In my head, it was much better.
And then
but
you realize what
we needed
not
more-
to do
we-
with your company so that you can have a better chance of being successful.
Yeah.
We needed more. We needed 5 more cameras to make it work the way I saw it in my
No,
head. We need a whole production crew.
no, but luckily it ended up getting fucked up anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I was so like, this is what we're doing now? Okay.
Listen, you throw shit at the wall.
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
it
it's like
sticks.
sometimes it
Sometimes
sticks,
it doesn't.
sometimes it's
Sometimes
just
it stays stuck to your
baloney, right?
hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes it stays stuck to your hand.
Guys, thank you so much for coming back and doing this. I
a lot of
fucking
fun.
love you guys. I mean, I think you guys know that. It's fucking, dude. I mean, I've known him for 40 fucking years. I mean, more than that. I
Yeah,
think.
you guys are fucking old.
Yeah, we were.
Cub Scouts together.
Yeah, we were Cub Scouts together. We were fucking.
6 years old.
We were interchangeable with our mom's titties. Like, fucking, it was just,
They would just swap
it
off
was
at the
just like,
meetings.
yeah, fucking yeah.
I did that once and it was sour.
Yeah, you suck. Yeah, no,
wasn't
I can't do that, man.
It wasn't a good titty.
There's just some things I like cold. You know, like fucking.
Yeah.
I can't be. Ooh.
Yeah, see, I don't like hot coffee or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Like
right?
cold coffee.
Yeah, it's fucking too many titties. Anyway,
Well, the worst is if you're ever in a strip club and you go, ah, man, what the fuck?
right. you're still. You're,
I'm saying a long time ago.
I was saying, where's this going?
I'm saying a long time when
Jesus
you go,
Christ, you're still.
oh, man.
like
really?
you're
you got
that
a baby
Italian.
at home and you're doing that?
You're fucking that Italian that you're still going to strip clubs.
He's
You're
got two
48
college
years
kids.
It's been a bit long.
Old. Two college kids.
Oh, shit.
And-
My kid is in here.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I was actually, funny story, years ago, I'm in Sue's Rendezvous, and I bump into Kevin Barry from Spellman.
Right.
And he's there, and his 2 older brothers are there. And then the father was there, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm the oldest brother." And he's like,
3
shoving-
generations.
Yeah, the 3 of them were there with their pops at Sue's Rendezvous. Fucking great.
That's
Wow.
gross. The last titty bar. Well, I don't even know if I should say this because I don't know if Lori's gonna listen to this. But fucking when we were in Daytona and you were getting ready to choke people out and you were so tanked that you would just like, oh god, okay, that's it. All right.
I guess that's getting cut out.
Yeah, all right.
Luckily, I went back
Laurie
to the
would
room.
never listen to the podcast, but someone would listen to it and say, "Hey, Laurie, listen to this podcast."
Yeah, that's what would happen. That's what happens with most of
Luckily,
my
I went
dogs.
back to the room. I came to
Yeah,
my senses.
yeah. But this shit was fun. You went back to the room because you didn't bring money with you, though. Fucking,
He went to 3 ATMs first and then went to
No,
and couldn't
we
get any
show
money
up
out.
to Daytona, and on top of his fucking 38 bags that he brings with him, like we're going on tour or something. Fucking, I'm like, how much cash did you bring? And he goes, yeah, I don't know, like $5,000, $6,000. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. I go, what are you gonna? Are you buying it? He's, no, I don't want to buy anything, right? So we're at dinner, and he looks at me. He goes, shit. And I go, what happened? And he goes, could you pay for it? I didn't bring any money down with me. You know.
He brings $5,000 with him and leaves it in the
Forgot
safe.
in the safe.
Yeah. And that was like as bad as you. Like, I don't mean this to sound like there's no appreciation of money, but me and Danny were at the casino one night, and Danny walks in, and he puts like $100 in the machine, and he wins $3,500 right there, right? And, you know, he takes the ticket, and he's like, he goes, you want this? He goes, I got to pay taxes on this. He goes, you just want to just take it. Just take it.
Cash it. Give me $1,000. You keep the rest. You take care of the taxes. I can't deal with this shit. Chris is like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm not paying the fucking taxes.
Fuck yeah, I'll take that.
Fuck it.
That and like, remember the first time that I know I'm digressing into shit and we were going to say goodbye, but the first time we went to Hamburg and fucking Danny's driving and it's fucking... Man, he's just
that
running
took 10
over
years off my life, that drive.
running over the cones, right? Like for no reason. He's just purposely running over these traffic cones and then fucking shooting up above the truck. And we went to the Sands, right? Like we stopped by the Sands Casino.
We were just talking about this week.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, and you guys were like, we're going to play blackjack. Or no.
No, we went to the craps.
We went to the craps. Donato's never played craps. I'm like, come on, let's go play craps.
Legendary run.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I go on the don't pass.
But he's betting against
and
me.
I'm like, his first time, he's gonna be out in one roll.
Yep.
I don't know.
What was funny was
$10,000
before
later,
that,
he's shooting for 45 minutes straight. First time shooting dice ever.
Yep, I could not crap.
I would have walked away with over $50,000 if I would have been betting with him.
I literally had no interest in that, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go play slots, right? Yeah. And they're like, you fucking faggot, you're gonna go play your slots with the old lady.
Throwing quarters at you.
You fucking degenerate loser, right? So I look at them, and I'm like, all right, fuck you guys, right? So I walk around, and they're at the table, and Danny's fucking screaming and yelling, like, yeah, fucking Donato's like, yeah, I got it. I go back like 20 minutes later, and both their heads are in their hands, right?
10 grand in the hole.
Yeah, 10 grand in the hole. And I won $1,500, right? Won the slots. And I'm like, oh, you fucking faggot. You want me to buy drinks now? Yeah, fucking. You broke motherfucking gambling degenerates. But, yeah, and that was the first time we met Chris from Sea Serpents at that Hamburg show. Yep. You know?
He was like, you look exactly like I thought someone named Donato would look. Right. Like, okay, thanks.
He's like, you're so Sopranos. You know, like fucking, it's just... All right, whatever. We got to get out of here.
Enough.
That's it. No more questions, huh?
No, I don't think so. I think we handled all 12. Do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Not really.
You know.
Because how are you going to edit it back in?
I could edit it back in.
You want to talk about jeans? You don't care? We'll do another one later and update. Like, all right, what are you working on? You press this one for like...
You know what I would like to do? I would like to put this out and have people ask questions. And then do another one where we answer those questions.
Yeah, we could do that.
And then we
and that'll keep us relevant because I gotta like post. I'm gonna share it like crazy too because I think the one that I shared you got more views on.
More than ever.
The most ever.
The mostest ever was when I actually share it.
Yep.
And then we didn't release it, so you gotta like go back. I don't know if you still have the video of that first one, but it'd be pretty kind of funny if you show someone that said this is.
If I could pull out the clips on how ridiculously stupid it was.
Take the dumbest parts and go. This is why it's better that we're all.
I showed somebody because the last time we were going to do this podcast, Donato was like, "Listen, I got an idea." And I'm like, "What's the idea?" He's like, "Don't worry about it.
We're not telling you."
Because we're not telling you.
Don't just get your video camera rolling when we walk in.
That should have been the heads up.
He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Just make sure the camera's rolling when we walk in." Yeah. And I'm like, "All right." And I thought they were both going to be wearing iBall shirts, and I thought that's a little cool. It's like a nostalgia thing, you know, like fucking that might be fun.
Nah.
But not even at all, right?
Nah.
These fucking two guys who are coming on to try to promote their new business, wanting to be successful, walk around the corner in my lobby, and before Donato I could see Donato, I see the edge of this fucking 4-foot sombrero. And Donato turns the corner. And
can't even fit through the door.
What's one of your neighbors coming around and was like,
right
with the sombrero?
And he's laughing like he is now, like uncontrollably laughing because he thinks it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. And I was like, was this what I waited for? I was like, this ridiculously dumb joke. And then during the interview, we were just trading hats with each other. Like fucking, it was so stupid.
It wasn't even Cinco de Mayo.
I pictured multi-camera shots of like him with a purple hat and then him with a sombrero, and then me with your hat on.
I just wanted to wear Chris's
and
hat.
And then you with a purple hat on, and I just thought it'd be like...
Yeah.
I just wanted to wear Chris's
Airplane
hat.
or something, just like this insane fucking...
Yeah. And
is my beard straight for this whole thing? We may have to do this whole thing
Yeah,
again.
we may have to. I'll fix it.
If this wasn't not straight, you better fix this.
Don't worry, I'll George Lucas it. Don't worry, I got you.
I want a straight beard.
Yeah, no, you'll have it.
It's got to be the triangle.
Yeah, little Fu Manchu.
Well, like
pirate triangle.
Like nice big Ken Masick beard.
Yeah.
All right, we out? Peace.
Yeah, we out. Take it easy, guys.
All right.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and don't forget, we're in the midst of the 2022 15 Minutes of Lane contest, where you, the listener and watcher, get to choose your favorite 15 Minutes of Lane contestant from the last year. Head on over to snakesandthefatman.com, where you could vote every 24 hours for your favorite contestant. Have more than one? Vote for all of them. I don't give a fuck. I want everybody to fucking win. Anyway, snakesandthefatman.com. Go vote. Voting is open now. And let's see who gets to be crowned the lamest of the lame for the entire calendar year of 2023. All right, I'm on vacation till the end of the year, with the exception of the contest. Maybe I'll jump on and do a live. Maybe I'll jump on and advertise a quick Zoom call right before Christmas. But other than that, I'm on fucking vacation. Thank you so much to all my sponsors for their support this last year and this coming year. Thank you so much to my Patreon people for supporting this dumb job that I have and get to have fun 4 or 5 times a month with, and I fucking love it. And thanks to everybody that actually tunes in and watches and listens. It's my sincere hope that I bring you a lot more Fat Man content in 2023. You have no idea how much your support means to me and how much I appreciate it. And I want you guys to know that it doesn't go unnoticed. I really hope you guys have a great Christmas and New Year. And I'll see you on the other side. Fucking idiots are up to. Well, hello.
We're jealous of all the attention you've been getting when you have. So we figured,
We need to get girls too.
we need some chicks too.
This is what I waited all day for, this fucking pathetic, lame attempt at a fucking joke.
We went hat shopping.
All right. Where
Welcome to Snakes and the Fatman podcast. You'll find snake talk crazy, salty and